Hey guys, EverDungeon138 here. Haven't done one of these videos in a while. Just been working on other things and working on some videos and everything like that. And I've also finished a soundtrack to a feature film, Manhattan Zodiac. So I'll be posting that soundtrack probably next week. Really great director, and I really look forward to working with her in the future again. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to do. Other than that, just been kind of focusing on some other things. Recently got laid off, unfortunately, so kind of in a bit of a transition period. So any gear or anything like that is kind of on hold for the time being. But I do have a temporary job till September, so I am doing some. I do have some income coming in, and my dog is just wandering around here. Lily, come here. Come see me. Good girl. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to make this video, just kind of talk about a couple things. One thing that I really wanted to kind of touch base on, or at least kind of give my 2 cents on, is the whole Akai MPC situation, which is, I've never seen such a saga on YouTube of just somebody who just doesn't like a certain product or a brand, and people kind of clapping back or doing clapback videos, kind of not bashing that person, but just it's such like a huge saga. Whether and it's so strange. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a beat maker. I don't do hip hop or pop music or anything like that. I do soundtrack stuff. It's very, very niche, and this is, I mean, I barely get 100 views on my videos. I don't have a lot of subscribers and stuff, but it's just, I know that I'm not the demographic for the MPC or Akai as a company or anything like that, but I do, just from an outside perspective, I do want to kind of comment on how interesting this whole thing is. I think it kind of started with the MPC Key 61 when that was released. There was a lot of, it was pretty divisive. It seemed that if there was any critique on that device, immediately people got their back up and I don't know what it was. It was just like, it's like they felt like they were personally attacked or something, or, and I don't understand that. But what I felt about the MPC Key 61 is that Akai made a keyboard for MPC users. They didn't really make an MPC for keyboard users, if that makes any sense. So some of the sound engines were kind of lacking, and some of the bread and butter sounds of other workstations weren't even on board. So it felt like they really were they just kind of rushed that out in terms of the engines and everything like that, or they kind of just narrowed down, okay, who's this for? And they just cater to a specific type of artist, which it's probably why a lot of the original MPC Key 61 demos, people were just playing the pads on the keyboard. They weren't even playing the keys and just doing beats on it, which was, it was so confusing to me. So, and I think people need to realize that the Akai of yesteryear is not the same Akai as today. They went through a lot of, whenever there's a corporate merger, or somebody buys a company or anything like that, or a company goes bankrupt and then comes back out of bankruptcy, there's always going to be changes and in management and everything like that. So you can't hold them accountable for, well, not hold them accountable, but you can't expect the same type of mentality because it's completely different people working there. I remember when I talked to Kurzweil, and I asked if they had any library or samples from the K250, the original Kurzweil synth, and they didn't even know what I was talking about. And I remember even bringing up polyphonic aftertouch, which was on some of the previous synths and everything. They were like, "What's polyphonic aftertouch?" So it's a completely different entity. It's a completely different company. Same with Akai. I was speaking with a representative of Akai and asked if they had any of the factory samples from the S900 and S950 samplers. They're older samplers, and they didn't. So they don't. It's too far removed from who works there now. They're not going to do. I don't know if there is some copyright issues or something with the original samples, but they don't have that. So I understand that people kind of want companies to kind of go back to what made them famous in the 80s and 90s. But when a company goes bankrupt or has a corporate merger or people leave or management changes, it's very unlikely it's going to happen. But when that MPC Key 61 came out, I believe it was Ben Jordan who did a video, and he kind of had some problems with it. And I'm not sure, and again, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing anybody's name, but I think it was Ave McCree did a video critiquing Ben Jordan for critiquing the MPC 61 keys. It was really strange. I was like, wait, why is this a video? Like, why? Like, who cares if he doesn't like the keyboard? Just move on. Like, there's tons of people that don't like the Prophet X or Prophet 6 or Tempest or S2400. Why is it like such a personal attack if somebody doesn't like it? It's so strange. And the video with EA Ski, who critiqued kind of Akai's approach in terms of, what was it, selling water to dolphins. I understand where he's coming from. It's essentially they're just making the same machine over and over again in different form factors. They're not really bringing anything new to the table, but that's who they're catering to. They're catering to a specific demographic. They're not going to cater to me. I mean, I would love for them to do a dedicated sampler module or a dedicated sound module. I have no interest in getting an MPC or anything like this because I'm not going to use most of it. I'm just going to use it for the sounds or maybe the sequencing. But so obviously, I mean, my opinion is kind of irrelevant, but just the whole mentality of, and it's not just beat makers or hip hop producers or anything like that. It happens in metal and rock video YouTube channels and everything like this. This incessant arguing of modelers versus real amps and tone wood and guitar brands, and it's so strange. Like, if somebody doesn't like a brand, who cares? Like, just move on. Or if somebody doesn't like a product, just use the product if you like it. It doesn't matter. So it's very strange that there's such a. It's nice to see people are passionate, but I think they're kind of passionate. It's weird to be passionate about companies that you don't work for, who probably don't really care what your opinion is, because you're the demographic, but they're also catering towards a younger demographic, which, I mean, I don't know. It's like I said, I'm not part of that demographic, so I can't. So I guess my opinion is probably not worth anything. But I just felt it was so weird, and I just wish people would just do music and just try and help each other out and everything like this, as opposed to just doing clapback videos. Like, what a waste of energy. And I understand that this might feel like a clapback video, but it's a clapback video against clapback videos. It's like, why waste that energy? You could put that towards your music and everything like that. And it's interesting. I know a lot of people are kind of championing Roger Linn. I know EA Ski kind of was championing him, and it's like, oh, Roger, and they're kind of looking at it like he can save the MPC. He's moved on, and it's so strange because what people are criticizing Akai about in terms of they're focusing on features as opposed to sound, or technology as opposed to sound, Roger is kind of doing the same thing.
Some people have asked me, are you going to make a reissue of Lindrum, or is this going to be like the original Lindrum? And no, it's not. I've never really liked making retro stuff. It's not as fun for me. I like new ideas. I like to make things where I think music is going as opposed to where it's been. So if people think I'm going to be making a retro product, it won't be. However, what I try to do as a designer, and I think this is the role of a designer, is to give people something that when they play it, they say, I wouldn't have asked for this, and it's not what I thought I wanted, but now that I play it, I see it's what I really wanted. There's that famous quote that Steve Jobs said, that someone said that about if Henry Ford said if he asked people what they wanted, they'd say, I want a faster horse. And so no one knew that they wanted a car. And so what I try to do is look past what people often say they want, which is, I want more oscillators, I want more envelopes, I want more LFOs, and instead give them something that allows them to more easily make music in a way that they didn't know that it would work for them so well. Yeah. And that's what I've always tried to do, and sometimes better than others, but that's what I'm trying to do with this drum machine. I can say that in general, if there's sort of the quick pitch, it's going to be a lot of the real-time operating system, the non-stop performance aspect of my Tempest drum machine that I made with Dave, but with applying this expressive three-dimensional touch control of the instrument to the power that brings to making beats. And that's sort of a brief summary.
And I do wonder if all these beat makers that are championing him, if that were to come out, would they even use that? I don't know. Maybe, but it's like when the Tempest came out, a lot of people felt like it should have just been an instant Lindrum clone, and it's not. It's its own thing. Yes, I mean, it has some things that are that could be improved. It's not perfect, but it's, for what it is, it was incredibly unique for the time, and it kind of, and I think people kind of lost, I don't want to say lost the plot, but they didn't understand what it was. And I have a feeling that if Roger were to come out with a drum machine now, people would react the same way. I don't know how many beat makers are using MPE or even know what it is. I maybe I'm ignorant in saying that, but yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of give my 2 cents on that. It was just the whole situation was very strange, and it still is, that people are still doing videos just like I am about the whole subject. But I'm going to be doing some Prophet X kind of patch demonstrations today, and just kind of take it from there. And I hope you guys like that. And yeah, and I'm just going to continue on doing music, and see you all later. Bye.